What is Gumbo? So Gumbo is a not-for-profit collective of indie devs
consisting of people living in New York and also abroad.
And there's also, we do a lot of fun events. We had Unity come here and do an event, which is pretty cool.
I'm part of Outpost 4, and I'm a co-founder and CEO of the company. Previously, before the one that I'm working on here, I was on the Letter Swirl development team, which was a word game for iOS. And the game I'm currently working on, which I actually just released today, is called Nocturne.
So I am Whalefood Games. My role is, my roles are CEO, CTO, secretary, and janitor. So I've got a lot of roles in my company. And yeah, we recently released a game this year called Kung Fu Kickball.
Hi, I'm Kati Naraki, and I'm co-founder of Computer Lunch. We take up the back portion of the right-hand side of Gumbo. And I'm jack of all trades. So I do a little bit of operations, a little bit of art direction. I talk to people a lot, I'm in meetings a lot, and I'm a proud Gumbonian.
Hi, my name is Emily Lim, and I'm also part of Computer Lunch. I'm in charge of all the marketing, performance marketing services in optimizing our game's performance in the App Store, particularly in Google Play and in Apple.
We did a VR game called SwingStar VR, and then we did Mama Hawk, which was an action arcade game that we put out in 2018. And our newest game is Cell to Singularity. That is what we're working on right now.
I'm working by myself, so I don't have an official company yet, but I'm kind of lead programmer, lead game designer. Yeah, I'm working on a city building game set in the Iron Age. Called, the working title is Fjordcraft.
I have it's me and two other people. They're doing research in the back of me over there by playing a game. And it's kind of cool because you can kind of just team up with someone at Gumbo, and sometimes teams form like that, or so that's actually how our team formed. People from the space.
We used to be part of a proto-Gumbo group in Green Desk, just a couple of blocks down. It was a slightly different structure. So the doors would open around 6 o'clock and people would hang out, but during the day, whoever was in a room together would talk to each other, and there was a lot less interaction, and we didn't have a common area.
I founded Gumbo. I'm one of the founders. But it kind of started because of playcrafting, actually. They used to have a kind of a thing called the Games Fellowship, I think it was called, in which they placed indie devs at companies that had extra desk space. And that's how I met some other indie devs. Eventually that shut down, but we were like, oh, we like working next to each other. Let's actually get an office together. So then we actually got just a single office. It was just 4 of us in this one office. But then met more indie dev friends. They wanted to join, so they got the office next door and the office next to that. And then actually because of the pandemic, and real estate prices came down, so we were actually able to get finally a real space and found ourselves as a nonprofit.
I worked with this guy, Jonah, who's a member of Gumbo. We worked at the same company. And then I started renting a desk in his office when it was this was like the original Gumbo days when we were just in a single office with like 5 seats. And then it just I kind of hung around until it grew into what it is now.
It's been great. I think that they really onboarded everyone that I met, onboarded me really well. It was all really clear as to how the desk setup was. I came in as a full-time member, so I use this place quite a lot, and it's only ever increased my productivity. Everybody's respectful, everybody's space. It's kind of an introvert's paradise.
Definitely helped me stay focused. Gives me a place to go to work outside of home. I was working remotely even pre-pandemic, and I realized that I just don't work that well at home. I need like another space to go to. So having that's also where other indie devs are making their own games has been really helpful for that.
It's really good. It's good for your mental health as a game developer, because you get encouraged, you can help others can help you, you can socialize, and you can feel like you're not just developing in a vacuum, which, a lot of people that take on game development quit really early because it's really challenging. So just being around others who appreciate the challenge of it and can support each other is huge community, for community and for your mental health. Be with others that like what you like.
Oh man. Well, the kitchen is the main room. The kitchen is where all the action is. It's where the snacks are, the hot plate is, the coffee is, the tea is, and where the pizza parties are. So Gumbo is amazing. It's a wonderful community. It's a space that allows us to do things like hold women in games events. Shout out to E, who's the mayor of events here. And it's obviously gorgeous space, and it's really nice to have a place where indie devs can come together and collaborate and meet others and talk shop.
Yeah, there's always technical knowledge being exchanged, business knowledge. There's also some kind of ad hoc playtesting that like individuals, like groups of 2 people do with each other. It's just pretty cool. Yeah, we have a thing called Scrumbo, where we basically scrum each other's projects. We meet like once a week, and kind of like build a little bit of social pressure to actually like make progress on your game.
Oh yeah, I mean, we're definitely part of the community. Usually in companies, as soon as the day is over, people disappear and they move on to the life portion of the work-life balance, whereas here it's a little bit more flowing. So for example, when MagFest happened a couple of months ago, people from our team and people from Gumbo traveled and went together. We've done other things that involve traveling or going to events together. When I'm around, I really like the food-related events. There might be a bit of a food theme. I like food. I like eating. A lot of Gumbonians like food and eating. But yeah, we have Friendsgiving dinners and mixers, and there's a lot of opportunities for different interests to come together. So it's never forced, but I think people just like having the option.
Yeah, especially when it comes to one of the events, we do have Women's in Games that Yi hosts once every month here in Gumbo. So as we all know, gaming is a very male-dominated industry. So having this kind of event is great so that women can be in touch in the gaming community and doesn't have to feel alone and isolating. So Gumbo is great, especially in bringing those kinds of communities together.
Absolutely, there is. We're constantly giving each other feedback. A lot of those interactions are very casual. Sometimes you just come up to someone and interrupt them while they're working on their game and say, "Hey, can you stop working on your game and look at my game?" And that's completely fine. We're also really open to other people coming into our space and checking out what we do. So the point of Gumbo is to be inclusive and to get people in, especially people who you might not, oh, like, wow, they're creating a game. That's really cool. Just getting different voices in here as well.
Yes. Like I said, I think everybody's really tactful. There's a genuine curiosity about people's projects. Every time you're working on some kind of weird problem or trying to troubleshoot something, it turns out someone sitting right next to you is working on the same thing, or you've got like this brain trust here that is really welded to some positive personalities.
For sure. we have different events where we interact. We have this happy hour that happens every month where we kind of hang out. But then we also have like playtest nights where we can playtest each other's games. Sometimes we have Scrumbo, which is where we try to like do a scrum for each other. Even though we're each working individually, we can still like try and hold each other accountable for tasks and things like that. So lots of things we try to organize to help each other.
Snacks, maybe. We have more teas than you can count. So, every flavor of tea that you could possibly want, we have. But I think the best part is just you come here and you feel like, oh, other people are working on games. I feel like maybe I can pull through. That encouragement. To me, I think that's probably the best part, that community effort,
Probably the kitchen. I like to get up and eat several times during the day when I'm at the office.
The best part of working at Gumbo is working next to other people working on games. I feel like for a lot of game devs, they can work at home in the room alone, but for me, I tend to get distracted very easily like that. So definitely to have a workspace separate from your home, like relaxed space, and where you can also, if you run into an issue, you can poke your buddy next door and be like, hey, have you seen this issue in Unity before? And they can be like, oh yeah, it's this thing, so that's definitely for me the best part.